Oh. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what happened with that, y'all. That was crazy. Appreciate y'all tapping back in. Uh, we back. He said, we back. Yeah, that was crazy. Again, I don't know what happened regarding that, but uh, that was crazy all in itself. But appreciate y'all tapping back in. Don't drink tap water. Yeah, I don't drink that tap water. I drink only alkaline water. It's funny that you said that. Only drink that alkaline water right here. Shout out to Fluffy in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Yeah, we're gonna continue to rock. Just letting some more people tap back in. But yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know what happened with the connection just now. The connection was crazy. We was off in our conversation and it just, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's that YouTube is trying to like silence me, y'all. You know what I mean? Which, we're not gonna let that happen, right? So shout out uh, to that. Yeah, all of a sudden I'm like, yo, what's going on with the connection, yo? That was wild to me. But yeah, we here. And we're gonna get it right. We're gonna get back right. Don't forget to hit them likes. Don't forget to hit them likes. Don't forget to hit them likes. Hit them likes. Hit the 100s. Hit the likes. Hit the 100s. Appreciate y'all as always. King P. Alexander. That's what she said. What's your favorite music? What's my favorite music? What's my favorite music artist? Well, I will say this: my top five, as far as artists that I enjoy their catalogs the most, in order. My number one artist catalog I enjoy the most, R. Kelly. Number two, Michael Jackson. Number three, Michael Madonna. Number four, Mary J. Blige. Number five, Jay-Z. Those are my top five artists that I enjoy their music the most as far as their full catalog. In my top 10, though, I'm going to say some names in no particular order. Anita Baker, DMX, Prince. The other two I change from time to time. Because I'm a big Jodeci fan. But that's a conversation. So that's my top five. Those other three is in my top 10 for sure. That's for sure. That's a fact. That's a fact. So yeah, so I hope I answered that question for you. So that's my top five artists of all time. If I enjoy their catalog, that means I enjoy their music as well. Strong top three. Top three fire, right? See, people be sleeping on Michael Madonna, bro. Like if you don't know who Michael Madonna is and you claim to be a music lover, especially if you love like music, because I'm big on like music in itself, lyrics, the actual chord structure of a song, the production of the song, all that matters to me. Lyrics and how you bring the beat out, all that. Michael Madonna is just crazy with his, like, for real, you know what I'm saying? Mary J. Blige, I mean, she's a cheat code musically, to be honest with you. You remind me of Scottie Pippen. You must have been watching the last episode when I said when I spoke about Scottie Pippen. But shout out to you though. Appreciate you tapping in that tone guy. I think you was it when I was talking about Scottie Pippen and I said that we brought up Michael Jackson and And somebody brought up the Scream song, and I was like, yo, chill. The Scream song to Michael Jackson's catalog is a fire song, but it's the Scottie Pippen of the catalog. You know what I'm saying? Like it's fire, but it's not like you know what I'm saying? It's not the MJ, the LeBrons, the Kobe's of his catalog. So yeah. Yeah, you got the Scottie Pippen. No, I don't. That's crazy. That's crazy. I've never heard me and Scotty in no comparison, especially looks. So you either think all melanated people look alike, or you distinctly need another picture of Scottie Pippen. But appreciate you tapping in. Hit them likes. Hit them likes. That's crazy. That's crazy. Excited for the Tyler album in 5.5 hours. Oh, he got a new album coming out. That's fire. That's fire. I like Tyler the Creator. He's always like due to his name, he's always been very creative in his music style. So yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah, for real, for real. Nah, no, cut it out. Cut it out. When you're doing too much, now you're doing too much. Cut it out. Cut it out. Uh, nah, he is whitewashed to look the same. Yeah, I mean not Tyler Creator's a dope artist, so I mess with I like his music. I like Tyler Creator's music. Yeah, I'm holding that against you. Just so funny. Yeah. All right, so what we had left off, we was doing hot topics, and we was talking about R.I.P. to Corey Adams. He had just passed away, 19 years old. Football player from Old Miss. Lost his life to gun violence. Unfortunately, he was at an event or a party, and shots ring out. And he happened to lose his life. So I just wanted to say, rest in peace. My condolences to his family. And I hope that his memory will not be in vain, and he's still someone kids should look up to based on from going from playing high school football to college football, and that's an accomplishment in itself. And like I said, rest in peace to Corey Adams. All right, moving on to our next hot topic. The streamer Neo. The streamer Neo has been a backlash on the streamer Neo from the Breakfast Club. He recently went on the Breakfast Club. We spoke about it prior to, but it's still going on as far as the backlash from the Breakfast Club. Um, what I find interesting about this is that this particular streamer have been able to build his platform, and some of it, from what I saw, I'm not, I don't tune into him every day, obviously, but he does have a lot of clips where he's disrespecting melanated people, whether he's done it jokingly or he was younger. Should we give passes to things like that? I will say this: on one end, you cannot tell people how to feel. That's one thing I'm gonna say to melanated people as a melanated man myself. You see my parents in the background, so I come from what I come from. But people who are not melanated, you cannot tell us how to feel about somebody being racist and saying racist things about us, even if it's to an individual. Which he was saying things to Kai Sanat. Now Kai Sanat has forgave him. They move forward on whatever they move forward on as far as regarding this, and he forgave him. Again, you can't tell Kai Sanat how to feel regarding Neon based on his statements that he had made on him and his mom. Now, for the Breakfast Club to call that out, I only called it hypocritical to the people that's watching the Breakfast Club, because if they did not call it out, y'all would have spoke against about the Breakfast Club. Now, mind you, I'm not the biggest fan of my damn self of the Breakfast Club. I just think for years, uh, there's different reasons why I'm not. It's just for years I feel like they missed the mark on making a real dent in the industry as far as entertainment and for entertainment and music industry by not um, highlighting more people of the culture that's about positivity for the culture, instead of just putting the people there that is popular or planted. But the fact that they called it out, I don't see nothing wrong with it at all. They called it out, regardless if it's an age thing, or race thing, or an era thing, or understanding thing. They still called it out, and they still made questions based on what he put out. They didn't tell him not to, or did tell him to put his content out. And the fact that he was able to build, basically people around him, people that support him, that didn't mind some of those quote unquote jokingly racist statements. Like, I don't understand how, for real, like, you could get past that, to be honest with you. Now, if you do as an individual, cool. Again, I can't tell you how to feel. You can't tell me how to feel. You can't tell others how to feel. But at the same time, is the energy that he's getting from the culture warranted? Yes. Yes, you can't tell us how to feel. He's going to have to take that on the chin. And if he's really about change, and he's really about, yo, this is just a time in my life where I was just like speaking, I was being ignorant, I didn't know any better, then he's going to hold that on his chin, pause. He's going to take that, accept accountability, because it's a part of his history. And all he can do is move forward and show differently from here on out. If he's been showing differently for years now, then cool. That goes a part of his on his jacket. Because I'm personally a believer, there's always a room for redemption in any and everything that you do, except acts against children. I don't have the heart, me personally, to forgive anyone that does acts against children, whether that's violent, whether that's essay. You do things to children. I just don't have that in my heart. Everything else, there's room for redemption, but you have to accept the wrong that you already did and just show otherwise. Because I said it on previous show, it take a lifetime to build a reputation, but it takes moments to tear it down. So if you start off in life with a terrible reputation, guess what? You got to spend a lifetime to build that back up, to make sure that people don't look at you crazy because it's a part of your jacket. I tell people all the time, when people show you who they are, believe them. Believe them. But because people, I would say, because us as a culture, when I say culture, I mean us as melanated people, we just so forgiving. We forgive anybody. We forgive every and anybody. We don't hold people accountable. And when we do, you have other people who are melanated, who are cultured, be like, nah, we should chill. We should let it rock. We should da-da-da-da. Nah. Hold that. Because when we mess up, we get held accountable. So other people got to get held accountable. Most people just don't like the fact that it was the Breakfast Club holding him accountable, because the Breakfast Club had a history of letting other people slide. Maybe not of that same particular thing, but let them slide for other things. And basically echoing the same sentiment that I felt like the Breakfast Club had missed the mark many, many years on not bringing people and highlighting people that really needed that push, really needed that highlight to really show a different side of what entertainment and what hip-hop look like. So that's a part of it. And also their interviewing skills. Not saying this particular crew, but the Breakfast Club had a history for a long time of not doing great interviews. So I'm just saying. So that's a part of the backlash as well. I don't believe anyone. Not always true. Have you ever heard black failure? Quit the opposite. Unfortunately, I'm happy you think that though. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, whatever failure, like whatever I do as an individual, I mean fatigue, not failure, fatigue. Whatever I do as an individual, right? It affects others. So you can't bring up fatigue, you can't bring up all these other things, if you're not willing to accept accountability has to be accepted. Now, fatigue, in a sense, is really taking advantage of a situation that you know you're wrong. But even within fatigue, people still have to own up to accountability. The fact that we live in a world where cultured fatigue is a thing lets you know that accountability have been dropped on many different sides. So because there's cultured fatigue, we should let that slide? Nah, no, absolutely 100. It's a victim mentality. It's a plague. That is a fact. Victim mentality is a real thing. But calling something out doesn't make it a victim mentality. Calling something out is calling something out, right? So we also have to keep that in mind because we let certain things like take over one thing. Like for example, right? Um, like you have people who play on the rainbow side of the game. Most people who play on the rainbow side of the game, not most people, but there's a thing where people are talking about pedophilia and they associate that to rainbow activity, right? It's just one is like one and the same. And we have to be careful where we slide certain pause, certain talking points and not make it speak for one thing. We have to make it very individual based. Because again, I'm talking about this individual. I'm not talking about a group of people. This particular individual showed that level of racism, and he's been called on it. And oddly enough, you have people who are melanated, who are cultured, that took his apology that he gave to Kai Sanat. Kai Sanat accepted his apology, and they are cool, I guess. That's great for Kai Sanat. If he wants to move forward from the situation, great, wonderful. He moved on. But because you can't tell him how to feel, and you can't tell others how to feel based on the fact that you did it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if somebody was to burn your house down and they came back and told you, I'm sorry, and your parents said, you know what, I accept your apology, we're cool. In the back of your mind, you're going to be like, you know, we really not cool, because that's a part of your personality that you would do something like that. So real change and real accountability comes from accepting it and not deflecting it, and then showing change behavior. So that's the only way we're going to see that real difference. There is a connection. I can't prove it. If it's yours, like, I just like racist humor from time to time. I can't take it. I can't take it. I can't take, like, I dish it. I get it. I think, like, honestly, on the real, I think we all, in some sort of way, can appreciate a funny joke. Now, whether that joke is a little bit, on the racist side of the game, that's supposed to be for your own viewing, hearing type of thing. You see what I'm saying? But it's another thing to project it and give it out to other people. So I get where you're coming from when you say you like a little, racist joke from time to time or whatever the case may be. I get it. But at the same time, what we like as individuals, we not putting that out into the world. You're not going to your job, be like, you know what, from time to time, I like a little racist joke from time to time. Because people are like, yo, get dude away from me. See what I'm saying? So I get it, but there's a time and place for everything. Uh, Shout out to Bengals in the building. Hey, you got an NFL radio station that has never on the radio. No time to play 100%. Gotta know who is you talk to. Facts. Know your audience. That's a fact. Okay, animals, bro. Weird. What's good? My N word. Shout out to William in the building. OG. Shout out to Adrian. OG. You having A7? Got some more. Good. That was all right. That was better. That was better. That was better. I like a good joke. But you know what? I wish that y'all guys could post pictures of yourself because I like to throw the jokes back. You see what I'm saying? I'm rapid fire with mine. So get yours off. If it's funny, pause. Pause. That was better. You know what I'm saying? E for effort. Fat in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Are you trying to look like? See what I'm saying? Like you had Adrian set the bar for something cool. You feel what I'm saying? And then Fat, bro, come on, man. I told you I like good jokes, bro. Dang, man. Ain't no way you sat there for about 5 minutes and thought of that, bro. Come on. Not many of us ages around gotta stick together, bro. Orlando, come on, bro. John Cash, appreciate you tapping and hit that like. Just terrible, bro. Ain't no way. Y'all gotta do better with the jokes. I bangs with the jokes, especially if y'all got pitches and I could just throw them back at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I throw them back at you. You know what I'm saying? I'm joking, bro. I know you, bro. I know you joking. Come on, bro. We love the jokes, man. We grew up snapping. We grew up snapping. It's all good, bro. Hey, he done killed it. If you ever played on a sports team, right? And everybody in there like roasted, everybody in there cooking, right? And then it's always like the joke, and sometimes the joke gonna be crazy, but like, all right, cool, we can keep it going. Then somebody say this and be like, damn, like you killed the vibe with that, cuz like. So nah, but shout out to y'all, man. Y'all shooting for the fences tonight. Nah, you seem pretty chill. I can't think of a joke. ATL. Other than yours, reader skills. That's a good one right there. You know what I'm saying? Love that. You know what I'm saying? See, we can kind of bring it back. You know what I'm saying? We can come back into the locker room and snap. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. The 44th president, Barack Obama, former president Barack Obama, says every little boy needs a gay man in his life. He was saying that every little boy needs a gay man in his life to make him somewhat a better man, for him to understand all perspective of men. This is another case of I was about to be very disrespectful to former President Barack Obama, and I don't want to make it cool to disrespect another cultured individual. But I will say this. Stop. Stop. Just stop. Stop. Please. Stop saying these type of things, because people that actually like listen is going to think you're a fool. Please stop. Barack Obama, at one point in time in cultured history, could do no wrong. He was literally like Jesus on earth. You could go into the average cultured person home and you got God, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Barack Obama on the wall. Saying things like this is so just idiotic. So you mean to tell me that the true lessons that a little boy should learn, not a grown man, but a little boy should learn, he's going to learn the balance of male life through a gay man? So generations of us who grew up playing sports, who grew up with men who was on the heterosexual side of the game, who had women or a wife, who embodied machismo. So their teachings can't teach a young man the balance of manhood. Men that don't participate in the rainbow side of the game can't show young men, little boys, the balance of life, how to treat women, how to treat other men, like when you a dude, especially like I don't think a lot of women understand this, and I'm not gonna make this woman man thing, but face to face, there's a low level of violence amongst most men. So that's why most men, we approach with peace and we approach with being cool. That's why we approach with jokes and stuff like that, because there's a level that men could go to where it could get scary. And because the beast in me see the beast in you, I'm just trying to be cool, bro. Like, I'm trying to have a good time, crack some jokes. But guess what? We can share men's mentality, men's experiences, and knowing how to respect each other and respect others without learning it from somebody that plays on the rainbow side of the game. That's like saying the best perspective that you can get from a young boy is from a woman. How? When it takes a man to raise a boy and show him things and what he's needed, how to handle situations. Most boys who are raised just by their mom and only have their mom in their life, not to say that they're terrible products, because that's individual based and there's statistics to show that. We're not getting into all that. But what I will say is most boys who are raised around their mothers, when it comes to conflict resolution, they can be very feminine in how they handle situations. Not that they're on the rainbow side of the game, but they're not going to look at it from a more keep their cool type of method, type of style. Where most kids or most males who are raised by their fathers, whether they're on the rainbow side of the game or not, when it comes to conflict resolution, is going to be more subtle based. It's going to be more logic based. It's going to be something that's not based in feelings. So for Barack Obama, former president, to say that is idiotic. His reasoning behind it was even more idiotic, because he had a professor who was on the rainbow side of the game. He learned how to respect other men who was on the rainbow side of the game because of that professor in college. So it took you to learn that from that professor in college to learn how to respect all men, and not to say rainbow jokes and this, that, and the third. It took you to learn that from that man. So there's no straight man in your life that taught you that lesson prior to, just to respect all men. We just had a conversation about, a little jokes that are a little racist from time to time are funny, and we have to be careful with the audience that we give that to. So we don't learn how to respect each other as men. Back in the day, growing up, there was a culture that it was, I want to say it was cool to date, to diss rainbow side of the game guys, but it was more prevalent in movies. They would say slurs, and it was accepted in movies, right? But these are movies, right? But when you come across somebody that's in the rainbow side of the game, you just don't walk up to them like, hey, this, like, that's still a dude. You still have some sort of respect. So you don't need to learn how to give respect from a rainbow individual to learn respect in life. Like, that's just idiotic. So all these years we've had it wrong. All these years. So all the sports programs, the mentor programs, the rites of passage programs, none of these things teach your little boys discipline and respect for all. Come on, man. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. That's as nice as my response is going to be regarding that Barack Obama comment. Because initially, I was going to be kind of disrespectful. But I'm really making not even an effort. I'm really not going to disrespect other culture men in public, even if I disagree with them from the pit of my stomach. I'm going to still disagree with you, but I'm gonna be much more respectful. Shout out to y'all in the chat. Y'all going in the chat. 2025. Y'all worried about who's rainbow? Y'all corny. Get some money. Barack is the greatest. If that's the way you feel, I'm not going to tell you how to feel. But it's weird to me that people is so comfortable disrespecting people just to agree with somebody else. That's whack. That's trash. That's super whack. Just because somebody don't think like you, that don't make that person a type of way. That's trash. That's super trash. You never gonna gain real support based on that model. When I just said, but the thing is, what I realized, you're not going to be able to make everybody happy, and that's cool. And I don't want to. I don't care, because my reality is my reality. My reality is great. So at the end of the day, you go get some money, sir. You on my platform, smart guy. And then again, you go and trying to these tactics of this Willie Lynch tactic. Cut it out. You're dealing with a different breed over here. So stop. If you got an issue, bounce from the platform. I'm not on your platform. If I have a disagreement with Barack, I'm going to say it. And he's wrong. And he has an agenda. He's been showing he has an agenda. So stop the cap, because this particular agenda supports your lifestyle. And I wasn't even speaking against your lifestyle. But the fact that you're saying, or he's saying, that it takes somebody from your lifestyle to show what a little boy, the balance of life is crazy. When we have years of proof that that's not the case. So all of us got it wrong, but you got it right. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Cut it out. This had nothing to do with people. It had nothing to do with gay people. Had nothing to do with it. You trying to make it a gay person thing. This is a mentality thing that he's spewing. You don't even know who you talking to. So cut it out. Gay people that I know don't agree with him either. Kennedy, get out of here. See what I'm saying? I just said that you cannot make one topic for all topics, and you just did that. Get out of here. Shout out to Marcus in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Just silliness, bro. Silliness. All right, moving on to my next hot topic. Weirdo. The $50 million sexual assault lawsuit against Shannon Sharpe has been settled and dismissed. What do you guys think about that? You got that jury from Timu, bro. Yeah, nah. Cut it out. Another stain in the building. Another stain. I call people who are stains that people try to stand out for trying to be different by not showing love. You cannot stand out by showing love. So you trying to be a stain. Get your ass up out of here, Tom. Whack ass joke. Terrible joke. I wish you had a picture of yourself so I could see you, so I could roast you. This is a weirdo. Y'all not making friends by trying to get at me. Weirdo. Timo nothing. Yeah, funny, yo. Nah, Amazon. Nah. Don't even agree with them, AG. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't even try it. Jesus love you and die for you. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. But yeah, $50 million sexual assault lawsuit against Shannon Sharpe has been settled and dismissed. This is good for Shannon Sharpe. I remember when the case came out, he was in the midst of receiving about $50 million from a new deal, whether it was like a network deal or something of that nature. He was about to get big money. So for him to settle this out was a very smart move. If he could have did this faster. But the person that did it, the young lady that did it, her lawyers, her in general, timing is everything. Timing is everything. They did that at perfect timing, where his negotiation with that network would basically go away, and they would try to get this thing up out of here, because the longer it lingers, the more money he's going to end up and eventually lose. So it's unfortunate, but dudes have to make better decisions on who they lay up with. You have to really make better decisions on who you spend your time with, because you just never know when they recording you, and they only with you to try to get something out of you. Now, men like Shannon Sharpe, who is playing in the $50 million realm, $20 million realm, these guys have a whole lot to lose. So the women that they choose, they have to be very strategic on the type of women that they choose. Like, they really have to think of more so morals than how she look. And I tell that for most men, even my nephews, even my cousins, even my little bros. Like, pick a woman based on her morals and not necessarily how she looks. Like, no dude wants somebody who's not attractive. I'm not saying pick somebody that's not attractive to you, but if she doesn't embody all the morals and all the things that you need to move that thing forward as a relationship, to make you better, to have your back, then that's not a woman that you should be pursuing, even if she's a super 10. There's no woman on this planet that look that good that make you lose $50 million for. Seriously. There's some beautiful women on this planet. But as a man, you have to be very careful on who you keep around you. You have to be very careful that, yo, is the things that I'm saying, is the things that I'm showing, do they have ulterior motives? That's why you saw most athletes back in the day, before they got into the league, they would get married, because they felt like the person that they married was with them from the bottom. So, you know what I'm saying? This is basically their reward. A lot of people is not getting married anymore. So now that these guys is in the league, playing with big money, anytime you, like we just said, $1 million is a lot of money. These dudes are, again, 50 million, 60 million, 70 million. The top NBA players, like top NBA players are getting 50 million a year. That is wild. So if somebody knows that, you don't think a woman's going to cater to your ego or whatever the case may be until she's in position. So dudes have to, especially dudes in that particular situation, have to do a better job in choosing. Mind you, the stuff that Shannon Sharpe has said to this woman, basically on the sexual side of the game, that shit was mild. It wasn't nothing crazy. You see what I'm saying? Like, how many, like, let's be real. We all adults, right? How many times you've been doing your thing and your woman, like, choke me? You know what I'm saying? Some women like a little choke. Not a choke, but, you know, a little choke. You hold their neck, right? You get kinky. You get a little freaky. You know what I'm saying? And they use that as, like, yeah, he in there strangling her for real. Like, come on now. Like, so we have to be very careful on our most vulnerable moments, which is our most private moments. We have to be careful, because people are trying to capitalize on just all those moments alone. So dudes, be very careful in those situations. And even women who make that type of money, that could be dealing with dudes that could do that to them. But we live in a society where majority of that is being done by women to guys. So fellas, be very careful on who you choose around you. My last hot topic of the night, Clarissa Shields formally, well, she's challenged her before, but she put the price on it. She challenges boxing great Layla Ali to a fight. And she put the purse on it for years. Layla Ali like, yo, y'all don't really want to fight me unless y'all put 50 to 20 million dollars in like in my head. Like if you ain't talking 15 to 20, then we don't got nothing to talk about. All right, Clarissa Shields put that bag up, say, yo, we got 15. What's happening? I love this for the sport. I love this for the sport. Clarissa Shields, I don't think people realize the phenomenon that she is as a boxer. She's a phenomenon. She's a great boxer. And what she's doing for women's boxing is on a whole nother level. Now, Layla, on the other hand, Layla was holding it down before Clarissa. Layla was like, she was Layla Ali. She was knocking them out. Now comes Clarissa, been doing her thing for years. She's a vet. She's one of the best to ever do it, if not the best to ever do it. I love this fight for one reason and one reason only, and that is to say who is the best. I'm going to give the edge to Clarissa, not just from the skill perspective, because I think their skill level matches, but there's a youth level too. Layla's a little older. I would have loved for this fight to happen, I would have said 5 years ago, but we're here now, baby, and I want to see a good fight, and I know for sure if Layla Ali gets in that ring, she's not going in with the mentality to lose. She's going to give it her all. Clarissa's going to give it her all. And it's going to make for an epic fight. I will pay top dollar to see them get busy. So I love this. I love the fact that she put the money up. Like, yo, we got 15 million. What's happening? Have your people call my people and we could get this popping. I love this for sports in general. But for women's sports, this is going to take it to the whole nother level for women's boxing. This fight should be held at a huge venue. Vegas, the Cowboys Playhouse, you know what I'm saying? A very big venue, a sexy venue where people's going to come out, show up, show out, spend that money, have a good time. I think it will be a fire fight, me personally. So I love the fact that she challenged her, and waiting to hear from Layla Ali. Hopefully she will step up and say, all right, let's get it popping. We got this 15 million up and we're going to do the damn thing. So shout out to Clarissa for putting that bag up to make sure that, it's about to get popping. So epic fight. Can't wait to see it. If it does happen, I'm going to be here for it. And leading up to it, I know it's going to be crazy. Fight night will be crazy on top of that. So, shout out to that. All right, y'all. Yo, it's been another fire episode. I appreciate y'all tapping in. This is part 2 of the episode. Part 1 was crazy as well. I don't know what happened. Just YouTube, it just be so weird on YouTube from time to time. We get these weird things with the episodes from time to time. So I want to apologize for all of those who was in the first episode. We had a whole bunch of people, just as we do now. But we was like rocking. But the second half, y'all was rocking. Shout out to y'all second ones that was engaged in the chat, that was showing love, that commented, even if it was comments I agree with or don't agree with. It's all love. It's all cool. For real. All right? So when you leave and get off social media, it's something called reality in the real life. Let your reality and your real life be better than social media. So if you live that way, it will be better that way. Just saying. So again, I want to thank y'all for tapping in. If this is your first time tapping in, this is the Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. I'm on every Thursday, every Sunday at 10:30 with No Fail, here to show y'all love. We talk about everything here, whether it's social commentary, social media, sports, entertainment, everything. We talk about everything, and we do it in a real format. So thank y'all for tuning in, tapping in. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We're a little over 11,000 subscribers. So continue to like, subscribe, share, hit that all notification bell. Just never know when I'm going to pop up. I do pop up throughout the week. So again, hit that all notification bell. There's also memberships in the chat. Shout out to my day ones and shout out to those badge holders. Different memberships do have different access, so make sure you tap into the membership portion of the page. Links in the bio. If you go to 44.com, which you could actually access through the links of the page, you get 10% off by using promo code BrothersPod on all of the merchandise in our store. So make sure you tap into 44.com, and again, you get 10% using the promo code BrothersPod. I want to thank the presenting sponsor of the show, which is Button Snap, so you get the finest of movies, shows, documentary, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's Button Snaps. That's button hyphenated sign snaps.com. That's button hyphenated sign snaps.com. Again, I'm on every Thursday, every Sunday at 10:30 p.m. via YouTube, of course, as you can see. For those, again, that been supporting my new EP, thank you. Continue to support the new EP. I appreciate it immensely. Type in Ashley Lovechild on all music platforms. My new EP, Winner's Loyalty, will pop up, especially for my hip-hop fans. Make sure y'all tap in. And for those who've been, thank you. I appreciate it immensely. Thank you. I feel like I'm forgetting one last thing. Again, shout out to the chat. Y'all, like I said, man, chat is popping, man. I really bangs with y'all, and I appreciate the love that y'all give back to me. Pause. Live well, bro. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you. Really, I really do, man. Like I said, I appreciate everybody in the chat, whether I agree or disagree. Right? Those who spam and troll, I'll peep you. I'll peep you. You know what I'm saying? You're doing your job. You know what I'm saying? You're doing your job. But shout out to you, though. You know what I'm saying? But again, I'm Ashley Lovechild, and I will see you again this Thursday at 10:30. We out.